Because everybody was trying to get in the food. My Lord. Everybody wasn't concerned about nobody. They just wanted to get their blessing. Have I got a witness? And God comes to destroy that spirit of competition. Because can you know sometimes having a spirit of competition can tear a relationship down quicker than anything? In other words, I'm striving to be better than you. I'm looking at Brother Lundau's business, and he's got a pretty good business going on, but I'm going to make very sure that next year my business is better than Brother Lundau. That's a spirit of, have I got a witness, competition. Have I got a witness here? In other words, when I should be happy that Brother Lundau's business is blossoming and blooming, but here I am trying to make sure that I get all his customers, that I get all his folk, so that my business will be better than his. That's a spirit of competition. And Jesus said, I came to tear down the spirit of competition. Have I got a witness? He said, that's why I walk by the lame. That's why I walk by those who are halt. Have I got a witness? Because if the truth be known, he said, everybody that will land by this pool is withered, they're blind, and they're halt. Have I got a witness? If they think the pool is the only thing that's going to save them, if they think the pool is the only thing that's going to make them whole, they still blind and they still halt. Have I got a witness? The reason he said that, because if they get in the pool and get their sight, they think the pool was responsible for giving them their sight, and they'll still have that same selfish attitude. Are y'all with me here? Jesus comes and he begins to come to this individual who had been laying at the pool for 38 years. Yes, sir. He looks at him and he asks him a question. He said, will thou, yes, sir, be made well? That's Have I got a witness? Now one would understand 38 years is a long time to be laying at a pool, amen, and Jesus comes and asks you a question, do you want to be made well? 38 years he's laying there, can't move. And listen to what he said. He said, Lord, I want to be made well, but I have nobody to put me in the pool. That's the first thing that kills us, amen, when we try to depend on man, amen, to do what only God can do. Have I got a witness? Some folk depend on the government. Have I got a witness? Sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with wanting your pension, nothing wrong with wanting your retirement. But what happens if your retirement doesn't happen to wear out? What happens if your pension doesn't come? That's my trust is not in my pension. My trust is not in my retirement. My trust is in God. Because if the pension is not enough, God knows how to make ends meet. Have I got a witness? If my retirement, have I got a witness, is not enough, God knows how to supply my every need. And sometimes we got to understand that God comes to destroy our dependency on man and put our focus on him. Bless you. 38 years he had depended on that pool, and he said, I don't have any friends. He said, I don't have any family. Sister Constance, I don't have nobody, my Lord, to put me in the pool. Come on, y'all. I've been laying here 38 years. I've been laying on this mat for 38 years. I can't move, can't even move a limb. And sometimes, do you not know sometimes that people's mindset will be, not only will they be confined to the law, but they'll be confined to the very thing that they land on. Are you praying with me here? I ride by every day, amen, and I try to do the best that I can to meet the needs when I see people standing on the corner. But now I look this time, Sister Constance, and look like the signs have gotten longer now. Have I got it? Sometimes the sign used to be like this, but I passed one the other day and the sign was longer where everybody could see it. Have I got a witness? And sometimes it's just not good enough to stop and give a handout, but every now and then you ought to tell them, let me introduce you to somebody, amen. I know you're depending on folk to drive by and give you a handout, but let me introduce you to somebody. His name is Jesus. Have I got a witness? He's the one. I may feature one day, but if you trust in him, he'll make sure you're never going to lack him for anything. Have I got a witness? Can I tell you, let me introduce you to a man who doesn't work when you just have a job. Have I got a witness? A job is a good thing to have, but if you don't have one, I heard the other day that he said he feeds the birds of the air. Have I got a witness? Sometimes you may not think you have the fashion clothes that you want, but can I tell you about a man who said said that even the lilies of the field were more dressed than Solomon was dressed. Jesus said, here I am. Do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be made well? He said, every time, he said, I try to get up.
Go ahead, Doc.
He said, somebody always gets there first. Have I got a witness? I'm going to go on and close this sermon. You know, that right there. Jesus said, if I can deal with his selfishness. Have I got a witness? Because the first thing that came out of his mouth is when I tried to get up. Somebody seemed to step on me. Are you praying with me here? And you know that's the first thing. If we want to be made whole, we got to stop learning. We got to stop making excuses. Are you praying with me? He said every time I try to step in, somebody gets in before I do. And you know what he was saying, Sister Lisa? He was saying, I don't mind them getting their blessing, but I'm wondering when is my time gonna come? Are you praying with me? And you know, sometimes it is amazing how we're looking at other folk of how they got their blessings, and we don't really know how they got their blessings. Have I got a witness? Sometimes we don't know what they had to go through to get their blessing. Are you praying with me? You see, one thing he didn't only have a lame problem, but he had a blind problem. Because he was looking at other folk how they were getting their blessings. Are you praying with me here? You see, sometimes I'm looking how folk are faring and driving new cars, but I don't know how they fare when they go to bed at night. They may stay up all night long wondering how they're going to pay the next car note. Have I got a witness? If you're driving around in a car that's half decent and is paid for, you ought to thank the Lord. You don't have to toss and turn wondering how you're going to pay for it. Have I got a witness? You see, I've learned to wait on God because God knows how to work things out. You know, when I was a little boy and I used to hear Dr. King speak, and you know, Dr. King was a great orator. He could speak and he could use vocabularies. He can use certain words, and they would sound mighty good. And I said to myself, well, I like to be like Dr. Martin Luther King. But when I saw him assassinated, have I got a witness? When I saw him being beaten and abused, when I saw those who hated him and he was trying to live for justice, have I got a witness? He was cut down at an early age. I have to thank God that I wasn't like Dr. King. He was cut down in his 30s, and here I am 50 years old, and God allowed me to live a little longer. Have I got a witness? That's why sometimes you have to be careful about how other folk are being blessed. Well, Jesus said to him, do you want to be made whole? He said, Lord, I've been here 38 years. You know, now that's a question to ask somebody that's been here 38 years. I don't have any family. Have I got a witness? I don't have any friends. Are you walking with me here? I wonder sometime, Brother Parks, how did he ever get to the pool? Have I got a witness? You see, sometime folk will take you to the pool.